On thin ice. Meaning, to be doing something dangerous or involving risks. Examples. By ignoring safety protocols, the manager found himself on thin ice with his superiors. Her decision to skip classes put her academic standing on thin ice. The athlete was on thin ice after failing multiple drug tests. A queer fish. Meaning, someone who is very strange. Examples. The professor was considered a queer fish due to his unconventional teaching methods. Her eccentric behavior marked her as a queer fish in the otherwise conservative community. Despite his intelligence, his colleagues saw him as a queer fish for his peculiar habits. Unearthly hour. Meaning, a time of day that is unreasonably early or late. Examples. The alarm rang at an unearthly hour, disrupting her sleep. They left for the airport at an unearthly hour to catch the early flight. Working at an unearthly hour became routine for the night shift employees. Penny wise and pound foolish. Meaning, careful and economical in small matters while being wasteful or extravagant in large ones. Examples. His decision to buy cheap tires was penny wise and pound foolish, as they wore out quickly. The company was penny wise and pound foolish, cutting costs on maintenance but facing huge repair bills later. By skimping on quality materials, the builder proved to be penny wise and pound foolish. The whole 9 yards. Meaning, everything that is possible or available, the full extent of something. Examples. When planning the wedding, they went the whole 9 yards, sparing no expense. For her birthday, he bought her the whole 9 yards, including a lavish party and expensive gifts. The athlete gave the whole 9 yards in his final race, leaving nothing behind. Burn the midnight oil. Meaning, to stay up late working or studying. Examples. Students often burn the midnight oil during exam season to cram in extra study time. The author burned the midnight oil to meet the manuscript deadline. Despite the long hours, burning the midnight oil was necessary for the success of the project. Hit the nail on the head. Meaning, to describe exactly what is causing a situation or problem. Examples. When he suggested a change in strategy, he hit the nail on the head, resolving the issue immediately. Her analysis of the market hit the nail on the head, explaining the sudden downturn. In his feedback, the professor hit the nail on the head about the weaknesses in the student's argument. Barking up the wrong tree. Meaning, to pursue a mistaken or misguided course of action. Examples. The detective realized he was barking up the wrong tree after the new evidence came to light. If you think that method will work, you're barking up the wrong tree. It's been tried before and failed. Accusing her of the theft was barking up the wrong tree, as she had a solid alibi. Beat around the bush. Meaning, to avoid talking about what is important, to delay or avoid getting to the point. Examples. Instead of beating around the bush, she should have directly addressed the problem. He spent an hour beating around the bush before finally making his point. The lawyer's questions were designed to beat around the bush and confuse the witness. a blessing in disguise. Meaning, something that seems bad or unlucky at first, but results in something good happening later. Examples: losing his job was a blessing in disguise, as it led him to start his own successful business. The failed relationship turned out to be a blessing in disguise, allowing her to focus on her personal growth. The injury was a blessing in disguise, giving the athlete time to rest and recover fully. Let the grass grow under one's feet. Meaning, to be inactive or delay taking action. Examples: don't let the grass grow under your feet, start working on the project now. She let the grass grow under her feet and missed the opportunity. He never lets the grass grow under his feet, always staying busy. Cog in the machine. Meaning, a member of a large organization whose role, though necessary, feels unimportant. Examples: he felt like just another cog in the machine, yearning for more autonomy. Working for a large corporation made her feel like a cog in the machine. He left the company because he didn't want to be a cog in the machine. Sugar daddy. Meaning, a wealthy older man who gives gifts or money to a younger romantic partner. Examples: she denied that her boyfriend was a sugar daddy, insisting their relationship was genuine. He was accused of being a sugar daddy, but he said they were in love. The term sugar daddy implies an imbalanced relationship. Wet blanket. Meaning, a person who spoils others' fun by being negative or disapproving. Examples: he was a wet blanket at the party, complaining about the noise. Don't be such a wet blanket, try to enjoy yourself. Her negative attitude made her the wet blanket of the group. Wool gathering. Meaning, daydreaming or indulging in idle fancies. Examples: his wool gathering during class often got him into trouble. She was lost in wool gathering, thinking about her upcoming vacation. Wool gathering at work led to him missing important details. Spirit away. Meaning, to take, sneak, or carry someone or something away in a mysterious, secretive, or furtive manner. Examples: the police spirited the prisoner away before the crowd assembled. The documents were spirited away in the dead of night. The magician spirited away the assistant, leaving the audience in awe. Plowback. Meaning, to reinvest the profits of a business in the same business. Examples: all the money we raise is plowed back into our work. The company decided to plow back its profits to expand its operations. He always plows back a portion of his earnings into his business. Eager beaver. Meaning, a keen and enthusiastic person who works very hard. Examples: new volunteers are always eager beavers. She's an eager beaver, always first to arrive and last to leave. The eager beaver completed the project ahead of schedule. Ring a bell. Meaning, to cause someone to remember something. Examples: that name rings a bell, but I can't recall where I've heard it before. The melody rings a bell, reminding me of my childhood. Does this photo ring a bell to you? be left holding the baby. Meaning, to be left with an unwelcome responsibility, often without warning. Examples. Yes, we are interested in helping, but we don't want to be left holding the baby. He was left holding the baby when his partner abandoned the project. The manager was left holding the baby after the team quit. Itching palm. Meaning, a desire for money, greed, also, wanting a bribe. Examples. The politician was notorious for his itching palm, always seeking bribes. He approached the deal with an itching palm, hoping for extra cash under the table. Her itching palm was evident when she hinted at needing a gift to expedite the process. The primrose path. Meaning, a way of life that is easy and pleasant, but in fact, leads to one's destruction. Examples. The gambler followed the primrose path, enjoying short-term wins but ultimately facing ruin. His lifestyle was the primrose path, filled with luxury but leading to financial disaster. She realized too late that her career choices were the primrose path, resulting in burnout. Break one's fall. Meaning, to interrupt, prevent, or soften one's fall. Examples. The safety net was there to break one's fall, preventing serious injury. He trusted his colleagues to break his fall if the project failed. Good friends are always there to break one's fall during tough times. Cast pearls before swine. Meaning, offering something valuable to someone who does not appreciate or understand it. Examples. She felt like she was casting pearls before swine when her advice was ignored. Sharing her wisdom with those who didn't care was like casting pearls before swine. He realized giving expensive gifts to ungrateful people was casting pearls before swine. Step into one's shoes. Meaning, to take control of a task or job from another person. Examples. After the CEO retired, his successor had to step into his shoes and lead the company. She was ready to step into her mentor's shoes and continue the project. It's not easy to step into his shoes after his remarkable achievements. Stuff and nonsense. Meaning, an expression used to show that you think something is not true and/or is silly. Examples. His claims about seeing aliens were dismissed as stuff and nonsense. The theory he proposed was nothing but stuff and nonsense to the experts. She waved away the rumors as stuff and nonsense. A wild goose chase. Meaning, a foolish and hopeless search for or pursuit of something unattainable. Examples. The detectives were on a wild goose chase, following false leads. Searching for the lost treasure turned out to be a wild goose chase. He realized finding a perfect job was a wild goose chase without proper qualifications. To be ill at ease. Meaning, to feel uncomfortable or embarrassed. Examples. He was ill at ease in the formal dinner setting, unused to such events. She felt ill at ease during the interview, despite her qualifications. Public speaking made him ill at ease. Sit on the fence. Meaning, to avoid making a decision or choice. Examples. He sat on the fence, unable to choose between the two job offers. The politician sat on the fence to avoid alienating voters. She couldn't sit on the fence any longer and had to make a decision. A place in the sun. Meaning, a job or situation where someone will be happy and well off, and have everything that they want. Examples. After years of hard work, he finally found his place in the sun with a dream job. They were hoping to retire and find their place in the sun by the beach. Her promotion gave her a place in the sun in the company. Wooden spoon. Meaning, an imaginary prize awarded to the person who comes last in a competition. Examples. Our college team received the wooden spoon in the Intercollegiate League this season. Finishing last, they humorously accepted their wooden spoon award. Despite their efforts, the team ended up with the wooden spoon. Go bananas. Meaning, to become very angry or lose control of one's temper. Examples. She'll go bananas if she sees the house in this messy condition. When the news broke, everyone went bananas. He went bananas after finding out about the mistake. Beard the lion in his own den. Meaning, to confront someone on their own territory. Examples. I decided to beard the lion in his den and walked straight into his office to confront him. She bearded the lion in his den by challenging the CEO at the meeting. He wasn't afraid to beard the lion in his den and argue his case in court. Groan inwardly. Meaning, to feel dismayed or disappointed but remain silent. Examples. He groaned inwardly as he realized he had forgotten the documents. She smiled politely but groaned inwardly at the tedious speech. When asked to work late, he groaned inwardly but agreed. Grist to the mill. Meaning, something that can be used for a particular purpose. Examples. As a writer, he sees every experience as grist to the mill. The scandal provided more grist to the mill for the investigative journalist. His difficult childhood became grist to the mill for his memoir. Keep one's fingers crossed. Meaning, to hope for good luck or a positive outcome. Examples. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I get the job. She kept her fingers crossed while waiting for the test results. They're keeping their fingers crossed for good weather on their wedding day. Tongue-in-cheek. Meaning, humorously or as a joke, though appearing serious. Examples. The comment was made tongue-in-cheek, but some took it seriously. His tongue-in-cheek remark about the boss caused laughter in the office. The movie's critique of society was tongue-in-cheek. Storm in a teacup. Meaning, great excitement or anger about a trivial matter. Examples. The controversy over the dress code was just a storm in a teacup. They're making a storm in a teacup out of a simple misunderstanding. The argument was nothing but a storm in a teacup, quickly forgotten. Talk through one's hat. Meaning, to speak without knowing or understanding the subject. Examples. He was talking through his hat about the new policy, not understanding it at all. Don't listen to him, he's just talking through his hat. She talks through her hat when it comes to economics. Hum and haw. Meaning, to hesitate or be indecisive. Examples. He hummed and hawed over whether to accept the job offer. They hummed and hawed for weeks before deciding to buy the house. She was humming and hawing about going on the milk of human kindness. Meaning, good, kind qualities, an innate sense of compassion. Example. The teacher's patience and understanding demonstrated the milk of human kindness in dealing with troubled students. Despite the criticism, he always responded with the milk of human kindness, showing empathy and compassion. Volunteers working tirelessly to help disaster victims are often driven by the milk of human kindness. A rule of thumb. Meaning, a broadly accurate guide or principle based on practice rather than theory. Example. As a rule of thumb, investors should diversify their portfolios to minimize risk. A useful rule of thumb for writing essays is to allocate 10% of the word count to the introduction and conclusion. When cooking, a rule of thumb is to taste your food regularly to ensure the seasoning is correct. Out and out. Meaning, complete or in every way, used to emphasize an unpleasant quality of a person or thing. Example. The business venture turned out to be an out-and-out failure, losing all the investors' money. His behavior was an out-and-out disgrace, shocking everyone at the meeting. The lie he told was an out-and-out fabrication, designed to deceive everyone. Wash one's dirty linen in public. Meaning, discuss publicly matters that one should keep private. Example. The politician refused to wash his dirty linen in public, keeping personal issues out of the campaign. Family matters should be resolved privately rather than washing dirty linen in public. The company chose not to wash its dirty linen in public, handling internal disputes behind closed doors. To pay through the nose. Meaning, to pay too much money for something. Example. Homeowners in the city pay through the nose for small apartments. After the hurricane, residents paid through the nose for essential supplies. He regretted paying through the nose for a car that turned out to be unreliable. To lose face. Meaning, to become less respected by others. Example. Admitting his mistake allowed him to correct the issue without losing face. She managed to negotiate the deal without losing face despite the setbacks. The leader avoided losing face by addressing the problem directly and promptly. Under the harrow. Meaning, subjected to or undergoing distress, sorrow, or torment. Example. The citizens have been under the harrow due to ongoing political unrest. After the scandal, the company found itself under the harrow, facing intense scrutiny. During the recession, many families were under the harrow, struggling to make ends meet. Cold comfort. Meaning, poor or inadequate consolation. Example. The small bonus was cold comfort to the employees facing layoffs. Her apology was cold comfort after the damage had been done. The slight decrease in taxes was cold comfort to those struggling with high living costs. A gold digger. meaning a person who pursues romantic relationships with wealthy partners for financial gain. Example: friends warned him that she was a gold digger interested only in his wealth. The celebrity married a gold digger, leading to a publicized divorce and financial loss. He realized too late that his partner was a gold digger, focusing solely on his bank account. Walk with God, meaning to live in obedience to God's commands and have communion with Him. Example: despite the challenges, he remained committed to walking with God throughout his life. Her daily routine included time for prayer, reflecting her desire to walk with God. The community valued walking with God as a central aspect of their lifestyle. A dime a dozen, meaning very common and not having much value. Examples: in this city, coffee shops are a dime a dozen, you'll find one on every corner. Cheap souvenirs are a dime a dozen at the tourist spots, but quality items are rare. Applicants for the job are a dime a dozen, so you need to stand out to get noticed. Every cloud has a silver lining, meaning every bad situation has some good aspect to it. Examples: although she was disappointed, she reminded herself that every cloud has a silver lining and looked for new opportunities. Losing the competition was tough, but every cloud has a silver lining, it pushed her to improve. The difficult year taught him resilience and growth, proving that every cloud has a silver lining. In the same boat, meaning in the same difficult or unpleasant situation as others. Examples: during the pandemic, everyone felt they were in the same boat, facing similar challenges. When the company downsized, the employees knew they were all in the same boat. Students preparing for final exams often feel they are in the same boat, sharing the stress. Jump on the bandwagon, meaning to join others in doing something that is currently popular or fashionable. Examples: many companies jumped on the bandwagon of sustainable practices to attract environmentally conscious consumers. He decided to jump on the bandwagon and start using social media to promote his business. After seeing the success of the new product, competitors quickly jumped on the bandwagon. Kill two birds with one stone, meaning to achieve two aims with a single action. Examples: by attending the conference, she killed two birds with one stone by learning new skills and networking. He managed to kill two birds with one stone by exercising while listening to educational podcasts. The new policy killed two birds with one stone by reducing costs and increasing efficiency. Let the cat out of the bag, meaning to reveal a secret or a surprise by accident. Examples: she let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party, ruining the surprise. He tried to keep the promotion a secret, but someone let the cat out of the bag. By mentioning the new project, he inadvertently let the cat out of the bag. Spill the beans, meaning to reveal secret information. Examples: she promised not to spill the beans about the surprise, but she couldn't keep the secret. Under pressure, he spilled the beans about the confidential plans. During the interview, the former employee spilled the beans on the company's internal issues. take with a grain of salt. Meaning, to view something with skepticism or not to take it too seriously. Examples. She took his advice with a grain of salt, knowing his tendency to exaggerate. The rumors about the merger should be taken with a grain of salt until there's official confirmation. When reading sensational news, it's wise to take it with a grain of salt. Through thick and thin. Meaning, in good times and bad times. Examples. They remained friends through thick and thin, supporting each other no matter what. The couple stayed together through thick and thin, overcoming many challenges. Loyal fans supported the team through thick and thin, despite the losing seasons. Turn a blind eye. Meaning, to ignore something that you know is wrong. Examples. The manager turned a blind eye to the minor infractions to maintain employee morale. Despite the evidence, he turned a blind eye to his friend's illegal activities. Teachers sometimes turn a blind eye to minor misbehavior to avoid escalating the situation.